Today we will introduce the usage and precautions of HTCT-300 CT parameter tester. This instrument has comprehensive functions. We can satisfy the excitation characteristics of various types of CT, such as protection, movement, TP, volt-ampere characteristics, transformation ratio, polarity, secondary winding resistance, secondary load, ratio difference, and test requirements such as angle difference. It can also be used to test excitation characteristics, transformation ratio, polarity, secondary winding resistance, ratio difference, and angle difference of various PG electromagnetic units. The parameters of CT and PG, such as inflection point, voltage, and current, 10% or 5% error curve, accurate limit factor, instrument safety factor, secondary time constant, length coefficient, saturated and unsaturated inductance, and other CT and PG parameters are given automatically. Based on the advanced low-frequency measure test principle, it can derive CT tests with inflection points up to 30 kV. This instrument adopts the principle of frequency conversion, which is lighter and more powerful than the traditional volt-ampere characteristic tester, and has more powerful function. Okay, let's perform the operation and the wiring of the instrument. We are based on the fact that we are using a current transformer, and then we calculate according to the instrument manual or the wiring diagram on the instrument panel. Use this one. Then we only need to connect P1 and P2 of the instrument to the current transformer's primary movement according to the wiring diagram. Then short circuit S1 and M1. After short circuited the S2 and M2, connect to the secondary side of the current transformers separately. And then we turn on the power supply low. Okay, after we first turn on the power, we have to set the parameters. We choose the type of transformer according to the transformer. We choose CT or PG, the number behind is written by you, and the winding is also written according to your situation. These two data do not affect the accuracy of your measurement. Then in the test project, all current wiring can complete the test of resistance, secondary winding resistance, volt-ampere characteristics, and the transformation ratio polarity. If we want to load, it cannot be completed together with the previous three projects, and we have to change the wiring according to the figure. This current temperature, we can test the actual situation. The secondary current we allow according to the selected current transformer. If it is 5 ampere, we choose 5 ampere. Frequency 50 Hz, winding level P level. You can choose according to the actual situation. The maximum current, we cannot exceed 10 ampere. We choose 5 ampere here. Then the primary current is transformer with a ratio of 100 to 5. Is now is 5 volt-ampere. Select 5. Input according to the nameplate. The power is 8. Then start. After the selection is completed, select Start, click Start Test, and click Confirm Test. All we need to do now is wait for the test to be completed. And then, in this column, we select the resistance of the secondary resistance winding, which is current temperature, which is converted to 75 degrees. This is some of the excitation characteristics, including the inflection point voltage, inflection point current, etc. Below is the ratio of transformation. Its transformation ratio is 100 to 5. Its time ratio is 100 to 5.146. Its turn ratio is 19.4W, and its specific difference, focal difference is here. all varies of the same polarity. We can also alternate the error data in the next letter, 5% and 10%. Then we can also round it up. There is also an error curve here. 10% and 5% error curve can be selected in this project. The following is the volt-ampere data in turn, including its lead currents, lead voltage, and its curve. The curve we need is here. So, we completed the 3 projects of resistance, excitation, and transformation ratio in one collection. Therefore, when used on-site, we will greatly reduce the work intensity of personnel, and will also greatly improve work efficiency. Similarly, when we select these actors when measuring the voltage transformer, we input according to its nameplate and click to start test. Then, our instrument can manually print the report through the printer, and it can also be stored. Note: this instrument is a precision electronic instrument. Please pay attention to prevent the sun and other high temperature environment when using it outdoors, and pay attention to shielding the sun and ventilation work to prevent the instrument from overheating or causing the measurement accuracy to decline. As a safety measure, the instrument is equipped with a protective ground terminal, and the ground terminal on the side of the device should be reliably grounded before the test. For more details, please visit the official website.